Have you ever heard yourself on your voicemail and think, I sound like that?
I have. Cookie from Minnetonka did as well, so she emailed Heather Brown wanting to know, why do we hate the sound of our own voice? Good question.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
To cookie deaters, this
Not a creature was stirring.
sounds very different than this.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. I could be on radio, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
So why the difference between what we hear
It is completely different.
and what others hear us say?
Because I always thought I sound like Scarlett Johansson.
Maybe next time you can design me better.
Oh, sure.
Janet Hansen is an audiologist at HCMC.
Actually, the way we hear our own voice is really unique. It only sounds that way to us.
In your head, who do you think you sound like?
Myself. And then I hear it, and it's not myself.
There's kind of two ways that we hear. We hear through the air. That's called air conduction, and that's how we hear almost everything.
Songs, traffic, words.
You hate your voice.
Yeah.
John Malkovich.
To me, it sounds like someone who's kind of labored under heavy narcotics.
With air conduction, the sound goes in the ear canal, vibrates the eardrum, and heads up the inner ear before going to the brain.
But when we talk, you actually also hear through what we call bone conduction. So the voice kind of resonates from our throat up through the jawbone and into the skull, and it changes the way we hear.
It sounds deeper.
It actually sounds fuller.
And so it gives it a different quality, usually a little deeper and a little richer, and people seem to prefer that because that's the way we hear ourselves all the time.
And that's interesting. You say that because I've always thought I had a throaty, deep voice, so now I know why I've thought that.
So do people just eventually get used to it?
I think if you hear yourself a lot, you do, but if you've never had that opportunity.
I think you have a great voice. You would put me right to sleep with this rendition of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Heather Brown,
Happy Christmas to all.
WCCO 4 News.
And to all a good night.
Well, the same thing can happen to people with hearing aids. They hear themselves through the hearing aid and wonder, am I really talking loudly?
Yeah, but our expert told Heather that eventually people do get used to that.
Yes.
If you have a good question for Heather, just email it by going to WCCO.com/links.